Hey everybody, welcome to the Team Dare to Dream Determination Nation Super Sister call. This is someday in June, June 21st. And we are officially, as I was saying, I think 22 days away from Summit. Kelly Inch, hello. Lower your camera. There you go, so I can see you. Laura Russell, lower your camera so we're not looking up your nose. Everybody, can you see yourself in the pictures? So when you're doing a Zoom call, just FYI, you want to make sure that you're head on into the camera, no matter if you're the host or not, because we can see you. I think Laura's frozen. So anyway, yeah, we're 22 days away from Summit. So in 22 days, we have 25,000 coaches headed to New Orleans to tear up that town in a really great way. It's going to be spread out. I don't know New Orleans very well, but between the convention center and the, I don't know, stadium or something, it's, yeah, or it's like really like a spread out, and then hotels all the way in between. So, some of the sessions will be live streamed. Like I know that I think they do the closing session live. So we'll be posting that information, but look forward to check it out. Oh, that was a pretty picture, Laura. That was a really pretty picture. So I digress. But also we have the 30-day hybrid calendar for Sean T. So for all of you that are doing your own Sean Week challenge group, a great way to keep them engaged is to use that Insane Focus hybrid calendar. And we want to keep them engaged all the way up to July, which is when we're going to do Shift Shop. So that 30-day calendar will literally take your challengers all the way up to July. So that's the plan, and we're sticking to it. Don't forget we have UV2. So if you have people that are like, I can't, this Insane Focus stuff is a little scary, then put them into UV2, get them ready for Shift Shop. I mean, everybody can do Shift Shop. I was at Success Club trip, and literally, there was a girl, she's a coach, 300 plus pounds. Chris Downey pulled her up on stage, and she did that workout with him on stage in front of a room of 1,000 coaches. She modified all the way, but she did not stop, So anybody can do this workout. So that's what we want to really get people ready for. We talked the last time on the last call about how to start collecting people for your Shift Shop Focus or challenge group. So hopefully you listened to that call. If you didn't, it's posted in our team records and our team YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm trying to think anything else. Let's get started on tonight's call. I'm calling this call tonight, Make a Decision. And I'm going to talk to you as if you don't know me and I don't know you. I'm going to talk to you as if you are all business builder wannabes, as if you are all like, you're on this call because you want to know how to be successful in this business. So that's how I'm going to talk to you. Okay? So I'm Deborah Baska. I'm a 10-star diamond coach. I have a 2-star in my second business center. I have a third business center, which is an emerald, working its way to diamond. And I've been a coach for 6 years. I am a 5-time elite coach, which there's a very few teams that have made 5-time elite. Now, I always say I'm a 5-time elite coach, but our team is 5-time elite because to hit elite, it's really all about how your team performs. In addition, I am a Success Club 10 legend. I've made Success Club 10. Let's see, if I've been a coach for how long? 6. I mean, I've Success Club 10 for about 68 months in a row. So that's basically almost my whole entire coaching career. My first few months, I hit Success Club 5. But I've hit Success Club every single month as a coach. So I'm telling you all this because I made a decision from the very, very beginning. I made a decision. Now, my decisions have changed over time, but the thing that's got me the success that I have is that I made decisions. And to hit 5-time elite and to be in this business sustainably with a multiple 6-figure income for the past 4 years out of 6 as a coach, to do that and have sustainability means one thing. It means there's been a whole lot of consistency going on in my business for a really long time. Consistency. So that's one thing I want you to get from this little chat we're having is consistency. Because consistency means that you show up every day regardless of how you feel. So, it doesn't matter if you're sick. It doesn't matter if your family members are facing health crises. It doesn't matter if you are facing a work crisis. It doesn't matter what else is going on in your life, because let me tell you, there's stuff going on in everybody's life, and there's always going to be stuff going on in your life. When my mom twice has faced breast cancer or lung cancer. First time she had it, it was a surgery. She had surgery. I sat in the hospital with her for a solid week. I worked my business. I was consistent. Second time, she went through chemotherapy and radiation. I took her to radiation every day for, 5 days a week for 6 weeks. I sat beside her in chemotherapy once a week for 6 weeks. I worked my business. I stayed consistent with my business because you know what? My business is what allowed me to be able to do those things for my mom. Instead of being at a job, trying to find a ride for her every day for 6 weeks because my dad sure couldn't do it. My dad had heart stent surgery. I sat in the hospital with him for a week. Him and my mom. Didn't stop working my business. Myself, I face health issues. I have bulging discs in my back. I can't do the workouts the way I used to be able to do them. Do I stop doing my workouts? I do different kinds of workouts. I can show modifications now. Just like you. Let's see. Lisa, you have been super consistent with your workouts. Kelly, you're super consistent with your workouts. Cindy, you're super consistent. Sam, ever since you started. Most of you on this call would never think about blowing your workouts off. Most of you wouldn't, because by this time, you've become accustomed to this kind of lifestyle. And even if you're a newer coach, you're probably have already been in this lifestyle of health and fitness. You wouldn't, if those things were happening. Yes, when I was sitting in the hospital with my parents and I was super tired and all that, I may have missed a workout or two. But there was more times than not that I came home and I just got it done because I knew it would help me feel better. And I didn't work my business the way I do every day, but I made sure I got the basics done. I was consistent. Because you know what happens when you're not consistent? What happens when you take a break from working out? And then you come back. It's really hard. You've lost a lot of momentum. You probably gained some weight. You're not feeling very good. And a lot of times what happens is you get discouraged. Not us, because we're coaches. But if that's what happens to our challengers, they get discouraged. They rock on, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, they're great. And then something happens. Their mom gets lung cancer, and they have to take her to chemotherapy and radiation treatment. And they're tired, and they stop doing their workouts. They miss a few, then they miss a lot, then they just stop doing it altogether. And you follow up with them, and you're like, hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm so sorry that's going on with your life. Let me pray for you. And you care so much. But what are the chances that they're going to come back? Maybe 50-50. If you are a really great coach and you have a really great relationship with them, you may be able to get them back on track. But it's going to be hard. And you're going to have to work really hard as a coach to keep them encouraged, to keep them to know that, you did it once, you can do it again. That's what happens when you take breaks with your business. Those push-ups you used to be able to do, well, now you got to work your way all the way back up to them again, and it really sucks. When you take a break from your business, your customer base notices, and your Facebook followers or your Instagram followers, they notice. They do. They notice. And they stop paying as much attention to you. And there's nothing worse in this kind of business, particularly a direct sales business, than a hot and cold distributor. You know, it's like, hey, join my challenge group. I'm rocking and rolling. This is the best thing since sliced bread. And oh my gosh, we have an amazing tribe and you should join our team. And I'm loving it. You know, I'm getting paid to work out. And oh my gosh, my sponsor, she's, you know, been able to build this amazing business. And wow, wow, wow. And then all of a sudden it goes cold. And you don't post. Maybe even you go on vacation for a week or something, or a couple weeks, and you're not posting about your Beachbody stuff anymore. You're not posting your workouts, you know, and, you know, people are like, you know, if they think about it at all, they're thinking, Then, you know, a couple months, 6 months later even, you come back, hey, I'm so excited. I love my Beachbody stuff, and I'm working out, and I have a great team, and da-da-da-da. And I was like, is she still doing that? Nobody wants to join somebody that's hot and cold. People want to join people who have got it kind of figured out. And that doesn't mean we have it all figured out. That means we kind of have it figured out. And the way we show them that we kind of have something figured out is we show up every day. And on the days we don't want to show up, we tell them, I really don't want to show up today, but oh my gosh, this tribe that I have, they just keep me coming back. I tell my followers that all the time. You know, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't be consistent with my fitness for 8 years, not just 6 as a Beachbody coach, but 2 years before that as a customer. I wouldn't be consistent, you know? So that's the way, you know, that's the decision you have to make. That's the decision you have to make right now. You have to make a decision. Are you in it or are you not in it? Because who has a job? Who has a job job? Kara, you have a job. You're a mom. Can you not show up? Can you not show up when your mom gets sick and you have to take care of her? Can you not show up? Who can not show up for their job? Nobody. So you have to make a decision. Is Beachbody a job? Well, we don't like to call it a job because that has a pejorative term, but it's a job. It's a career. I mean, if you're working in a job and you want a career, then you need to be working your Beachbody business just like you work your job. You put in your time. You're consistent. You show up even when you don't want to show up. You do the things that aren't really so fun. You know, I don't really feel like inviting. I'm so tired. I just get the same old answers. Everybody's car breaks down as soon as they're ready to order a challenge pack. It's the darndest thing, those darn cars, every time. Oh my gosh, seriously. But you know what? You just keep showing up and you keep coming back. And those people are like, oh my gosh, this girl doesn't go away. And I love her for that. I've never had anybody tell me that they wish I would just go away. They tell me, I so much appreciate you following up with me. I know that I'm just like, I just can't get my act together, but I just really, it means a lot to me that you follow up, that you haven't gone away. That's what they say to me. Because I'm consistent. And that's something that I can tell people, new people that I meet. I can say when they tell me, yeah, I've tried this before, and you know, I joined this challenge group a couple years back, and it's like, and nothing really happened, and coach really wasn't in it, and you know, she kind of disappeared. I think she might have quit or something. I'm like, you know, I understand, and I'm really sorry that you had that experience, but I can tell you, this is what I do, and I'm not going away. I'm going to be here for you. Don't you want to be able to tell your customers that? I'm going to be here for you because, you know, weight loss is not an overnight thing. You know, people that have to lose 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 70, they're not going to do that in one challenge group. They're not going to do that in 21 days. They need, you know, you want to let them know, I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to go the distance with you. And then they need to know that they've got a place to hang out because so many people in our tribe, they hang out in our tribe because we help them make this a lifestyle. We have a lot of personal use coaches in our tribe that hang out with us. They pay their coach fee, they enjoy their discount, and they love Team Dare to Dream, and they love Determination Nation because we're all here trying to stay the course on our health and fitness. So that's the decision that you have to make. Let's see here. You know, and that's really the difference between, you know, when you look at what I do, I mean, I don't have everything figured out. I mean, if you're coming to me and wanting me to tell you how to organize your day and how to stay on task and be super focused, I can give you information on that, but I can tell you I'm not really the best at walking the talk. And if my husband's listening right now, he would be telling you the same. You know, if you look in my office, you just see stuff all over the desk. You know, where's the piles? I have a push journal. Don't let Jen see this. I have a push journal. I haven't even started yet. We're supposed to start this on June 1st, Jen and I. I've written in it, but I haven't started pushing. You know, I have a lot of things I've stopped and started as far as projects and, you know, oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to do this with my business, or I'm going to do this. I'm going to create this all new free challenge group. I have all these ideas in my head. I don't get them done. But what I do get done is I get my business done. I get my invites. I get my challenge group set up. I run them every single month. There's not one single month I don't run a challenge group because my customers expect it. You ask me, well, I've already got my challenge group started, so I don't know what I'm inviting to now. You're inviting to your next one. There's always a next one. I don't know when it's going to start. Well, I don't care. Your customers don't care when it's going to start, because by the time you figure out when your challenge group is going to start, by the time you figure out what you're going to call it, maybe by then your customer, your prospect will be ready to make a decision. It's going to take you a few weeks to get them to that point, most likely. And on the off chance that you invite them to join your next challenge group and they say, yes, I'm ready to do that right now, you're going to say, awesome, let's get you started. And you know what? I've got a challenge group I can stick you in and get you on the prep program. And then in our July challenge group, boom, you'll be ready to go. There's always something to invite people to. So I was going to tell you something. I'm looking for my notes. I had it. I was talking about making the decision. So let's talk a little bit more what that actually looks like. There it is. Here's what it looks like. When you make a decision to do something, it's different from making a goal. With goals, there's a game plan. You have logical steps to follow, and sometimes it can seem daunting. If you say to yourself, well, I'm making a decision that I'm going to build this Beachbody business enough so that I can pay my mortgage. I'm going to cover the family's mortgage with this. I'm going to build this Beachbody business so that it can be a full-time income for my family. Or it can be a solid part-time income for my family. Whatever that is. But you don't make that decision because you're like, I don't really know how to do that. I don't really have a clear idea of how that would happen. So you don't make that decision. But see, that's a goal. A goal is a well laid out plan. A decision is different. A decision is something that you've already decided that you will bring your vision to, it will bring your vision for your life to life. You don't have any freaking idea how it's going to happen. But since you've decided that you're going to do it, you decided that that's where you're going to end up. I'm going to end up with a Beachbody. I'm going to end up just with a full-time income with this business. That's where I'm going with this. I've made a decision. When you make that decision, then you put your energy and your effort and your faith and your actions into bringing that decision to life. And there's no turning back. It's non-negotiable. That's a decision. We ask our challengers, we ask our customers to make a decision. Some of them do. Some of them say they will. Some of them think they did. Many of them don't. But think about the ones that make that decision and they follow through with it. Think about how their lives are changed. That is you. That's you. I mean, the way we run our business, the way we operate our business, all of the mental mindset mojo that we have to put into building a successful Beachbody business, it's the same as we put into building our successful fitness lifestyle. I'm constantly drawing parallels between how we work with our challengers and how we have to work with ourselves and our business. So when you make a decision, are you scared? Yeah, of course you're scared, because who likes to fail? I can tell you one thing. If you are afraid to fail, type afraid to fail in Google and you will see all of the motivational posts about failure and why you must fail to succeed. You will find YouTube videos from the top motivational speakers about why you must fail to succeed. If you are holding yourself back because you're afraid to fail, then you've already failed. I hate to tell it to you. You've already failed. You just have. Because you cannot succeed without failing. You cannot. Because when you hold yourself back, then you don't take any risks. You don't ever reach outside your comfort zone. You stay with what you know, how you know, and that is not how you grow. The more you fail, the more you realize you're not going to die from it. It might hurt a little bit. I don't know if anybody saw any of my pageant stuff this weekend, but I had a bit of a failure. I stumbled. Actually, I kind of fell. It was painful. Not physically, mentally. Yeah, it sucked, the big one. The big one. But I'm still alive. I'm still alive, right? And you know what I said to myself? I said, well, let's see. Well, number one, I said to my daughter, I said, see, Sydney, I hope you've learned something from watching your mother go through this experience. It's not how hard you fall, but how you get back up that matters. See? Learning experience. Because I showed everybody that show must go on. I'm going to keep smiling. I got the rest of the show to do. I'm going to hold my head up high, and I'm going to get through it. And then I said to myself, self, what else? I said, well, guess what? I can't wait to find out what God has in store for me in this upcoming year, since this obviously wasn't it. Did I have a really great time? Did I grow a lot in the experience? Yes, I did. Am I sorry that I did it? No, I'm not. Would I have liked not to have failed? Yes, I would have. But I'm going to learn from my failure, and I'm going to keep failing. So, I mean, that's the God's honest truth. There is no charmed life going on here. No charmed life in this house. No charmed life in your house. We're not different, you and I. It's just about making that decision. Are you going to doubt yourself in that decision? Yes, of course. You're going to doubt yourself every day. Can I really do this? Gosh, I don't know. Can I do this? Do you think you sound crazy on some days? Or only on days that end with a Y? Your husband's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know sometimes. I just don't know. But I made a decision, and you need to write it down. I have made a decision, because you have to remind yourself that making a decision means that it's not negotiable. I have to do what I have to do. Now, husband's out of town for the next 2 weeks, and I've got to tote 4 kids around to 5 different places all week long. I've made a decision. I have to do that. I made a decision to have these kids, so I got to take care of them. But you know what? I made a decision that I'm going to build this. I've got this vision for our life. I have a vision for our life, and I'm not going to let that down. I'm not letting that down. The important thing is that you keep doing the work to bring your decision to life, regardless of your fear, your obstacles, your failures, and your doubt. That's what you have to do. And you guys are selling yourself short. It doesn't take months to get to Emerald if you've made a decision. Making Success Club every month is not that difficult if you've made a decision. It's just not. It's work, but it's a decision. See, that was the first decision I made. I said, I'm going to make Success Club because I have made a decision that I want to take my family on this trip to Atlantis, Bahamas. So I made a decision. And I did it. I just did it. That's why I started making Success Club my first few months as a coach. I'm like, I've got to do this. And I told my family, I'm going to do this. And then my family's like, Mommy, how is that going with the Success Club points? I'm like, I'm on it, kids. I'm on it. And you know what happened that first, there was 6 months. I had 6 months to earn that trip, which everybody else, you had a full year to earn that trip. So if you joined, in March, you only had 9 months to earn it. If you joined like me at the end of May, you had 6 months. But, that was our dream vacation. You might have heard the story. I had a magazine ad on the wall for the Atlantis, Bahamas, and we framed it. Had it blown up. It was behind glass and everything. And we walked by it every day, and we touched it, We watched the movie The Secret. We're like, oh, I visualize the universe. We're calling Atlantis to us. That picture was on our wall for years. And then I became a Beachbody coach, and I found out that we had this little Success Club trip thingy, which I'm not successful, so why should I care about Success Club? Well, because my coach told me, she's like, you should start making Success Club. You can, this is what it takes. I mean, it's not that hard. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll do it. So I made that decision, and I did it, and came to the last month, and I didn't have enough points because, I was doing, my Success Club 5 for the first few months, and then I started hitting 10, I think in August, and I can't remember how many points we needed, but I was like, I have to have a pretty awesome, it was like not even a possibility. And then, as corporate does so often, they threw a little curveball in and said, double points in December. It's like, oh, double points, that could get me there. And it did. So even when I was to the point where I saw no freaking way this was going to happen, no freaking way, I still made the decision. I never gave up, knowing that's what I decided to do. That's how you work your business. That's the only way I have been successful in this business. It's all those decisions along the way. In October of that same year, when I lost my job, I made a decision. Okay, this has been a really fun little hobby, and I thought it might be my forever job someday, like someday way down the road, while I'm still working in my little comfort zone here and dabbling away. But when that happened, I made a decision. I said, I'm not going back to corporate America. I have this thing in front of me. Other people are doing it. They tell me I can do it too. I'm making a decision. Told my husband I've made this decision. He was really a little concerned because, we were a 2-income family. And I really didn't have a Beachbody income. I had very little Beachbody income at the time. So it was a decision, and it was hard, and it was scary. And it was throughout that first year and a half, even that first year, I'm like, okay, give me that year. I was working, I was making progress, but I had a big income to replace. And I can remember at some point, John said, so what's your plan B? I said, I don't have one. No plan B. I can go get a part-time job. I can go maybe work at a Hallmark store or McDonald's. I mean, we can sell the cars. We can downsize this house. I mean, we don't need all the space. That's all the things I was willing to do. I was not willing to give up on that decision. Not at all. The vision for the life that I saw was worth everything. This house, we didn't have to sell the house. We're still here. But, I was like, I don't care. This, it's just stuff. What I really learned in this journey was so much of really what I valued. And what I valued wasn't the stuff. It was the moments. It was the experience. It was the life. Because all my life in corporate America, I'd been working, and it was always like, okay, get more money, let's get a raise, let's get a bigger title, let's, and then you'd have and then you'd start, you get a bigger house, and you get a nicer car, and you're like, all this stuff. You're not really getting ahead. Well, when push came to shove with that job ending and Beachbody and the decision that I made and the vision that I had for the life that I wanted to live and that I wanted our family to live, and John shared that vision with me because he's got an entrepreneurial spirit as well. I was like, it just became crystal clear to me. I don't need stuff. I need that life. I need that freedom. I need that peace in my heart. I need that fulfillment. I need to be able to wake up in the morning and not feel a dread about what the day has ahead. That's what I need in my life. And so then every year since, every milestone I've achieved, it's all been about making decisions. So you need to, I think what I see a lot of coaches doing, and I see it on this team, I don't know who on Team Dare to Dream, and Jen doesn't know on Determination Nation, who's made a decision. Because we're really not seeing a lot of decision-like behavior going on. And, that starts at the top. I've been a little bit distracted. I've been working my business, but, but we want to know who's making a decision. And if you're watching this on recording, we want you to tell us, message us privately, tell us that you have made a decision. You have no freaking idea what you're doing. You have no freaking idea where you're going, how this is going to happen, and you, at this point, most of you know a little bit about what you don't know. I think all of you know. Some of you know a lot, some of you know a little, and I think you all know what you don't know. Meaning, you know that, okay, I have to get off this this little plateau that I'm on, and I've got to get to this next level. I know that. And I bet if I asked you, you probably know what you need to do to get there. You probably know. And a lot of it comes with making that decision to get there, right? And stop pussyfooting around about it. See, I'm talking to you like you all came on this call because you're like, Deborah, tell me the way. Oh, tell me the way. Well, I'm telling you the way. I'm not pussyfooting around about it because you asked me to tell you the way, so I am. So your takeaway from this call is, what do you really want out of this? And not everybody is going to make a decision. Not everybody. We don't expect you to. There's over 1,000 coaches on Team Dare to Dream, and I don't know how many on Determination Nation. Not every coach is making that decision. We don't expect you to. But there's a percentage of you, and there's a larger percentage of you than I know I'm seeing that have said to me that you want to do this. But words are only words. So once you make that decision, and that's written on your heart, it has to be written on your heart, I suggest you tell your family, just like I did. Family, I'm taking you to Atlantis, Bahamas. Honey, I'm not going back to corporate America. Making a decision. So glad you support it. Tell your family, because I can tell you, when you've got accountability like that, I don't know how your husband is, but my husband holds me pretty accountable. And my kids did too. Every year, even now, they're like, Mom, you got that Success Club trip wrapped up? I mean, even now, all these years later, but they don't get to go anymore because they're in college. So, anywho. So we ask you to let us know what kind of decision you're making. And we have all kinds of opportunities for you. We've had push groups, we've had Emerald in the Day, we have all kinds of things we've rolled out from time to time. And, many of you have been in all those things. But you have to make a decision that you're going to do it. We can give you all the tools in the world, but if you don't use them and you haven't decided what your outcome is going to be, then that's just busy work, that's just busy work. So, but the thing about it is, this is the biggest thing I learned from the very beginning, is that if I can do it, so can you. And I learned that because I saw so many different coaches, and I listened to them on the national wake-up calls. I was at work. I built this business the first 6 months at work. And I had a very busy job. I managed 2 departments. I was a VP, a senior leadership team. I was managing a traveling roadshow, and I was on the road a lot. I did insanity in hotel rooms, so don't tell me. And this was before Beachbody On Demand. This was DVDs in the hotel room. And I'm sorry for anybody that was underneath me at 5 a.m. in the morning. I really tried to keep those tech jumps quiet, but and I was working these road shows, from sun up to I was so tired. Oh my gosh, I was exhausted. But I worked my business, I did my fitness, and I would get up early and I'd do my invites and I'd do my posts because it was exciting, because I was like, this is the kind of work that fulfills me. That was before I even made a decision to be a full-time coach. And I would take my little tracker. I had this little piece of paper my sponsor gave me, and I would tick mark my invites and my shares and my contacts, and I have it folded up in my purse. And I took my lunch hour back. So when you're a vice president in a company and you say, I'm taking my lunch hour back, that's really kind of like, oh, really? She's obviously not working hard enough. She's taking her lunch break. But I took my lunch break, and I would get out my little piece of paper, and I would sit in the car, and I would tick things off on my paper. Every Monday, I would put my little earphones in and listen to the National Wake Up Call. And that's where I heard that, a woman, a single mom that had filed bankruptcy because she had so many bills to pay for her neonatal care. has was building a successful full-time multi-six-figure income business. And she said, if I can do this, so can you. She was a bartender before she came into her millions as a Beachbody coach. I mean, seriously, Lindsay Matway, 2-time top coach, millionaires. And she's, I don't know, is she even 30? 32? I don't know. She's super young. That's where I learned that, a stay-at-home mom that has never really been involved in any kind of business before can build a successful multi-figure, six-figure income business. That's where I learned that an orthodontist that has this hugely successful, thriving orthodontic practice has also built on the side a successful Beachbody business. That's where I learned that, police officer, that's actively, on active duty as a police officer and crazy hours, that he has built a successful Beachbody business. That's where I learned that's when they said, if I can do this, you can do it too. Because I saw people from all walks of life. I saw people like Sam. I saw people like Cindy. I saw people like Laura and Lisa and Kara and Noelle. I saw all of you guys. I heard you guys on the National Wake Up Calls, people with your same backgrounds. And they, where you are coming from right now and where I am coming from right then, they were there at one time. And they were now where I visioned that I wanted to be. So if they could do it, why couldn't I? And that's what I'm telling you. If any of the other successful Beachbody coaches can do it, you can too. The only thing holding you back is you. The only thing holding you back is your decision and your level of effort you're willing to put into the decision. That is the only thing. The only thing. It's not training. It's not upline support. It's not who do you know today. It's not the people at home that support you or don't support you. None of that is what's holding you back. The only thing holding you back is you and the decision and the effort. So I hope that's encouraging, because I think if I were you and I would be listening to this, I would be saying, okay, I would be looking for the rightness in what I have to say. Like, okay, I own that. I had a big oops today with something that I did, and I totally had to own it. It was like I had to look in the mirror and go, oops. I have to own that. I have to fess up to that. That's just what you have to do, and then you move on from there. And then you go and you say, okay, putting that behind me, now is the new day. So I'm going to let you go. 8:41. I promise not to keep you too terribly long. Is there anybody that wants to say anything? Is there anybody that wants to raise their hands in the air right now and declare they have made a decision? Noelle, Sam has made a decision. Noelle. Awesome. We have 2. The rest of you have to think about it. Kelly, waving her hand. There's no peer pressure here. Totally. Seriously. No pressure, because the last thing I want anyone to do is to make a decision and then let yourself down. But remember what I said. You don't have to know how you're going to do it. You're going to be as scared as hell, because nobody wants to fail. Just remember me on my ass. Just remember that. Picture that in your head. If I can get back up, so can you. You're not going to fail. You only fail your way to success. You only fail when you don't try. And, some of you may say, that sounds like a lot of work. I don't know about that. That's okay too. It's okay. And, your decision may be, you know what? I want to earn $1,000 a month at this business. That's what I want to do. I don't want to build a full-time business, but I want to earn $1,000 a month. Maybe that's your decision. I want to earn enough money to be able to take our family on a vacation every year. And I want to have fun doing it. And I want to stay fit. And I want to keep hanging out with that tribe because I love them. There's all kinds of decisions. There is no one size fits all. You don't have to make the same decision I did. But I do ask you to make a decision to yourself about what you want to do. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight. And I'll talk to you guys later.